When I came in this shit, I might earn my special like Tebby little bitch. Straight up the rip, all my layers on drip.
Here we are with the UFC 4 welterweight tier list. So in this video, we're going to go over all of the welterweights that are like viable in UFC 4, and we'll put them on the chart, see where they rank. So first off, we're going to go over like what the rankings are. So we got S through F, obviously S being the best, F being the worst. You can go ahead and look through this. This is what I'm going to use if I make any more tier list videos. It's going to be the same way. So, S, obviously, that's like guys that can't be stopped. There's really no counterplay options to them. And then F are going to be guys that aren't viable in any type of competitive gameplay. All right, first off, we're going to go, F is going to be everyone that I don't talk about in this video. So we're going to start with D. Colby Covington's my first D-ranked fighter. And even though he's a 4.5 star, the reason he's ranked this low is because his striking is just terrible. If we can go over the positives here, he's one of the best wrestlers in the weight class, 99 cardio, and other than his chin, body, all that, great stats. But his striking, you can't stand up with anybody in this weight class with Colby Covington, so you have to be able to take him down. And even if you do take him down, his subs are average. If you're going to have a guy that can't strike and he can't wrestle very well, you're going to want him to also be able to sub pretty well. Colby can't do that. That's why he's ranked this low. Moving on, D tiers, Khamzat Chimaev. A lot of people actually play with him at welterweight. I don't really see why. His wrestling's good, his subs are okay, and he's got like 95 punch power, but his health stats are terrible when it comes to like cardio. I think his body and legs are both 3.5 stars, so something you definitely got to watch out for. I think his punch speed's about 3 star. His kicks are all bad, and if you get taken down with him, you got nothing you can do. Moving on, we got Damian Maia, and crazy enough, I was watching the last ESFL card, and someone actually used Damian Maia. He lost pretty bad. I don't know why he used him. If you're going to take someone down, you're going to submit him, use Damian Maia. But if you want to win in any other fashion, don't use him. This dude, he's got no boxing skills. His takedowns are bad. So basically, it's a pull guard and hope you can catch someone at omoplata. That's about the only way you're going to win with Damian Maia. Another D tier is Nate Diaz. If this was lightweight, I think I'd move him up to C tier because, I really do love his boxing. His boxing is really crisp. He's got like 99 cardio. He's got a huge chin. But at welterweight, they lower his punch power even more. So, this dude couldn't knock out a snail. His legs are toothpicks. I think they're 3 star on the dollar, like 86. And he's got no switch stance. So, if you get caught, your leg starts hurting, you're kind of screwed. His kicks suck, so if you want to stand up with him, you got to stay in boxing range. And his takedowns suck, so if you want to take someone down, you kind of shit out of luck there too. Someone has to take you down first. And moving on, last in D tier is Conor McGregor. And Conor McGregor, the other, like a featherweight, he's probably around B to A tier. Lightweight is probably around that B to C tier. And welterweight is at D tier. Because this is the worst version of Conor they have in the game. Obviously, it's Conor McGregor's wrestling sucks. He can't get up off the ground at all. His health stats, I think he has 90 cardio, and all around the board his health is terrible. But, this is Conor McGregor. He does have, his punch power is at 4 star, which isn't great, but it's still good. His kicks all in the 4 stars, so they're good. But if you want to use a striker, that's not who I'd recommend for this weight class. Moving on with the first C tier is Tyron Woodley. Now, I consider putting T Wood in B tier, but what's really holding him back is his cardio. He's got 3 star or 3.5 star cardio, which really just doesn't get the job done. If you got to go into any 5-round fight, or even if you got to go into the 3rd round with low cardio like that, you're going to be gassed and your opponent's going to have a huge advantage on you. But the positives about him, great wrestler. He's got I think he's the heaviest hands in the weight class. 97 punch power, I believe. His subs are good, so overall he's a good fighter, but you got to finish him in the 1st round. Moving on, this is very similar to T. Wood's Kevin Gastelum. He's a good boxer. He's got good health stats and a good top game. But the only issue with him, his kicks are pretty bad, and he has a hard time getting off the bottom. So another wrestler where if you get stuck on the bottom, you could be you'd be stuck there for a while. Moving on with Wonderboy Thompson, listen, if he had any, and I mean, if he had 88 bottom guard, we could work with it. Because his kickboxing, his movement, all 99. Like, this dude is fantastic when it comes to the stand-up. But, I think Conor McGregor could hold this dude down for 5 rounds. His wrestling sets are just abysmal. So, I mean, if you can avoid the takedown, Wonder Boy instantly jumps to S8. I mean, not S tier, but at least A tier. So, but it's just, that's not going to happen in this game with the double leg, turning, takedowns, all that. You're going to get taken down. You're going to get mauled if you're using Wonder Boy. And moving on to B tier here, we have Jorge Masvidal. Now, Jorge Masvidal is almost like I want to say a better version of Wonder Boy. On the feet, obviously, his kicks aren't as great. His hands are a lot better. And this is actually a guy that can get up off the bottom. He has like 91 bottom game. His sub defense, I believe, is 96. So you're not going to have to worry about getting subbed with him. So, I mean, Masvidal is very viable here because, you get put on the ground, you can get back up. Obviously, stand up, he's one of the best stand-up strikers in the weight class. So, including his kicks. His kicks are about 4-star, which people don't really use that often. When it's Masvidal, they want to give him the 3-piece Minnesota. I think his kicks are underutilized. But, the only negatives with him, right, why are you wrestling with Jorge Masvidal, obviously. And then his cardio is below average. So, you would have to worry about that a little bit. Not quite as bad as Tyron Woodley, but I think it's in that 3.5-star range, so you might have to worry about it. Next, we have GSP. Now, if GSP was realistic, he'd be S tier. But for some reason in this game, I don't know what GSP did to the EA developers, whether, he walked in our office one day and said he's not impressed by their game. Whatever happened there, I don't know. Wrestling-wise, he's fantastic. He's probably my favorite grappler to use in the game. If I want to grapple and I want to wrestle people to submit them, I'm using GSP. His stand-up, also pretty good. His punches are about mediocre. His kicks are, it's good. It's not great, but it's good. The only issue with him, for some reason, GSP doesn't have cardio. 91 cardio, 91 recovery, 91 chin, and his punch power is below 90 as well. So, I mean, that makes a little bit more sense, but GSP is known for his cardio. It doesn't make sense why he gasses out so easily in this game. But, whatever's going through the EA developers' minds there, I have no clue. Moving on here at B tier, we have Leon Edwards. He received an update not too long ago. He's a 4.5-star fighter now. And really, this guy doesn't have any negatives for him. He's got great boxing, kickboxing. This is the Wonder Boy. That's what I should have said earlier. He's like if Wonder Boy could stop a takedown and if he could, get up off the back. He doesn't really have any negatives going for him. Great boxing, kickboxing. His health and even his wrestling is pretty good. Like for top control, bottom control. Takedown-wise, I believe that's about 3 stars. So, you do what you can do with Leon. And then his subs aren't good. But if you want to stand up with anyone, I'd probably use Leon personally. Next at A tier, we're starting off here with Rafael Dos Anjos, RDA. And this guy, I labeled him as the ultimate counter pick. I say that because there's nothing that's wrong with him. His submissions are good. His stand-up is good. His takedowns are good. I mean, so, if someone picks a Wonder Boy, you can take him down. If someone picks a Masvidal, you can take him down. If someone picks someone like Colby Covington, you're going to outstrike him. So he's a really good jack-of-all-trades type fighter. And also his leg kicks, he has 4-star leg kicks, so those are, a lot of really useful. Only thing you can really say bad about him is his punch power is only 89, but you get over that. His strike, I think he has like really good punch speed, and his kicks are good, so it mixes in well. And if you normally want to wrestle, ground and pound a little bit, that makes the punches sting a little bit more. But overall, RDA, one of my favorite fighters in the weight class. Moving on is El Dorino, Gilbert Burns. This is also another all-around guy. Big. If you want to use RDA but you want to have big hands, go Gilbert. He's got huge, big hands, good subs. He's got all the best perks in the game. He's got like Nightmare and the wrestlers, like all the good perks that you want on a fighter. Gilbert Burns has them. He's got fast hands. The only issue with him, I'd say, he doesn't have the teep to the head. So a lot of people like to use that online. You gotta have to beware. He doesn't have it. His recovery is very low, 3-star recovery, and you gotta watch out for the legs. He only has an 80 switch stance, so if you do get kicked in the leg, your leg starts hurting. You really can't switch, so you kind of gotta defend your legs a little bit. And moving on here, we have Tony Ferguson. I think he's probably the most used fighter at welterweight, if you ask me, for obvious reasons. Cardio is great. Chin's great. Subs are great. I mean, this dude really doesn't have anything wrong with him. The only thing I'd worry about is his punch power, a little weaker than you'd want it, and his body and legs. So if you're using Tony Ferguson, you definitely have to block low more than you're going to want to. He's got a 99 chin, so that kind of makes up for it. But yeah, those legs are like toothpicks. You get hit with them, and that's going to close the show against Tony. And finally here we have the champion, Kamaru Usman. Now, if it was before this most recent update, he would have been looking at C or B tier. This most recent update, Kamaru, this is who I use personally online now. Usman's a beast. His boxing is great now. His 4-star speed and 4-star power. Health stats, I think he's got like 97 chin, 97 cardio. Just a beast. Obviously, his wrestling is fantastic. And his jab is now 5-star, so you can pop that thing out there. You know, you're going to get people scared of it. Only thing you have to go against him, I mean, his kicks are below average, but I mean, you can stun someone with a good head kick with Usman. He doesn't have the teep. That hurts. Teep to the head. And then finally, his subs. If this man had subs, he would instantly move to S tier. However, his sub rating's at 84 and his sub D is at 89. So you really got to watch out for if you're on the top. Don't get caught in someone's guard, because they will definitely be able to finish you. I mean, you can still get the rear naked choke off if you're using Usman, but it's really hard to get, you're not going to get an armbar on someone from guard or anything crazy. But overall, I got no one in S tier. I don't think anyone this weight class is OP, but that's the welterweight tier list. As you see, we got RDA, Dorino, Ferguson, and Usman topping out A tier. Masvidal, St. Pierre, Edwards at B tier. Woodley, Gastelum, and Wonderboy at C tier. Covington, Hamzat, Damian Maia, Nate Diaz, and Connor at D tier. Everyone else I didn't put here, I think they're F tier. If y'all agree, disagree, you can comment below. And that's the video.
This is vintage from 1980 some. I'm the son of the pioneer that got you near the sun.